have been trying to slowly but surely eliminate meats from my diet and incorporate more of a plant-based diet. The only issue that I've been running into is the fact that I don't really have much to eat anymore. I feel like I don't have many options, especially, you know, foods that were familiar to me. I don't, you know, a lot of them I can't really eat anymore. One thing that I definitely was not giving up is my collard greens, okay? I've been eating collard greens ever since I was a kid, and it's just something that I wasn't willing to give up. Plus the fact that it's a vegetable, you know, it's like that's one of the few things that I really can eat. The only issue is that traditionally in my family, collard greens were made using meat, like smoked turkey necks or ham hocks or something like that, some type of smoked meat to give the greens their really good savory rich flavor. I just really couldn't give up collard greens, you know, like that's just something I can't give up. So I found a way that I could preserve that great meaty smoked yummy goodness of flavor that collard greens is known for, but taking the actual meat out of it. So I have a really quick and simple recipe that I think you guys would like, especially if you're like a baby vegan like I am and you're not really ready to give up meat completely. This is a recipe that I think you might like. I do have to be honest here. I cheated a little bit, okay? I used chicken stock or chicken bouillon, which is a form of chicken stock that you basically put the powder into the water and it creates like a chicken flavor. Just because, again, I'm not ready to give the meat up yet. I can give the actual meat up, but I still need that flavor. But if you are someone who is completely past that point where you're not really trying to have any meat flavor, you could totally substitute for vegetable broth. Let me know how that goes. Basically, I still simmer my greens down for a couple of hours, but instead of using the meat to flavor my water, I'm just gonna use the chicken bouillon, some liquid smoke, salt, pepper, and you know, other natural ingredients like onions and garlic, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys are interested in learning how to make meatless greens, then stay tuned.
Okay, so for this recipe, you will need 1 yellow onion, a few cloves of garlic, a bag of collard greens. I like mine bagged and shredded sometimes. Other people like to wash their own, to each his own. This is liquid smoke, which is very important for this recipe. And there is my chicken bouillon packets by Goya. Of course, my salt and pepper. And the optional items are crushed red pepper, if you like a little kick, and distilled white vinegar. So the first thing that you're going to go ahead and do is remove the skin and the ends from your onion. Go ahead and half it, because we're only going to use half of the onion for this recipe. And we're going to go ahead and mince that onion. Once it's all cut up, you can move on to your garlic. And I'm just going to take maybe about 3 to 4 cloves, and I'm going to go ahead and mince those down as well. Now, getting our pot ready, I'm going to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my pot and put it on medium heat. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. You want to saute those onions down a little bit with that olive oil, stirring occasionally so they don't stick to the bottom of the pot or burn. And you just want to let them get a little tender. Once they have a little color to them, you can go ahead and add the garlic in. And then go ahead and saute that as well. After about 2 to 3 minutes, you can go ahead and add in about 2 to 3 cups of water. Normally when I make greens, I make about 2 bags, so I add about 3 cups of water. And then I'm just adding in 2 packs of this Goya chicken bouillon. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir that in. And once you make sure that it's all stirred, you can go ahead and bring this soup mixture to a boil. Now at this point, it's time to season your water up and just get it pretty much the way that you want your greens to taste. First, I'm gonna go ahead and put in a little bit of the liquid smoke. This is completely up to you. It just kind of goes with your taste. If you want a little kick, I would suggest adding crushed red pepper. Also add your salt and pepper at this time and just taste that water. Check it to make sure that it tastes good. If it does, then you're ready to go ahead and put your greens in. And if it doesn't, then just go ahead and season it a little bit more. So I like the way that my water tastes at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my whole bag of greens. And as you can see, the pot is still on, so those greens are wilting down as I'm putting them into the pot. Similar to how spinach cooks down, your greens are gonna cook down the exact same way. And even though it looks like there's a lot in this pot, trust me, you'll see, it looks like there's barely anything in there at the end. So now what I'm doing is my stove is still on that medium heat. You see the steam coming from the bottom and that water is boiling down at the bottom. So what I'm doing is basically tossing the collard greens in that flavored water that I had prepared earlier. You want to make sure that all of your greens are saturated with that water mixture because it's going to help for them to, you know, just kind of soak in all that flavor and melt down really well. Okay, so after those are all mixed in, you just want to go ahead and cover your pot and cook it down for about an hour, hour and a half. Come back and check your greens and they should be nice and tender when they are done. At this point, you could go ahead and add in about a teaspoon of vinegar just to give it an extra flavor. So yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. You are done with your meatless collard greens and you're ready to serve.
Yeah, I hope you guys really like the recipe. If you do, comment down below. Let me know how it was. Let me know how it tasted. If you guys have any other requests or even recipes that you want to share with me, leave them down below. I really love to read the comments that you guys leave. But I have to go now because my greens are ready. They're hot, they're delicious, and I'm starving, okay? So I'll talk to you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye.